This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
On a daily basis is the great one, Michelle Kaufman from the Miami Herald. You can follow her on Twitter, and you can see her there at Kauf Sports. Michelle, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm fasting. Today is Yom Kippur. I usually don't work, but for you, I will do this interview. So that's how important you are.
Thank you, Michelle. You are awesome. And I mean, we talk about the bad. We got to talk about when it's good too, right? And things are good.
It's been good. Yes.
Did you catch a leprechaun anywhere in that game? Because I got to tell you something. He clearly scored that goal. You clearly saw it in the replay, cross the line and then come back. I don't know how they didn't. I'm glad they did. I'll take the win any way you want with a skip to my Lou goal and everything. I love it. But that was kind of weird, okay, that they didn't find a way of saying, yeah, he scored that goal.
Yeah, well, I guess, they have to find it's like a court of law almost. It has to be, it can't be inconclusive. It has to be conclusive. And on the real-time video, it definitely looked like the ball crossed. On the slow-mos and the still pictures, it's hard to tell. But, I was before your thing, I was on the call with Phil Neville and Jay Chapman just to hear what they had to say going into the game tomorrow. And, Jay Chapman just talked 1 minute ago about, yes, they've had some lucky bounces in the last few games, but they earn them, that the good teams and the championship teams, they find ways to win and they get good luck. They kind of earn good luck in a way. It's been a complete turnaround. That was a big theme with both Phil and Jay from that 5-0 loss to New England, where they had lost 6 games in a row. Things looked terrible. They were demoralized. Some people were ready to fire Phil Neville. And now over the last 11 games, they've lost 1 game out of 11, and they've won 7 games. And they're winning different ways. They're winning in the 90th minute and the 95th minute. They won some other games earlier with 3 goals each game. But the bottom line is they're winning. They're on an amazing streak that is a completely different team from the run in June and July. They were spiraling downward, and now they are soaring upward, and they are definitely in the conversation, in the mix, for the playoffs. And, it's a battle now. It's a numbers game from here on out. After the game the other night, they were in 5th place, which put them in the playoffs. But then last night, with the games that happened last night, they're back down to 8th place, and only the top 7 make the playoffs. So, they're in a real battle now, but the team is playing like a team. One of the main things that we discussed with Phil and with Jay is that up until that New England debacle, this was a group of individual players, some of them brilliant, talented players, but they were not playing together as a team at all. They were not fighting for each other. When the team would go down and have any adversity, everybody would just give up, start pointing fingers, get angry, show frustration, visible frustration you could see. Now, when they go down or have a period of adversity during the game, they really band together and they play for each other. And, the defense has been great with the new formation that we've discussed, I think last time, having more 5 guys in the back with the 2 wings. The new goalkeeper apparently is a very good leader. He's been doing really good.
Wow.
Yeah, he's done a really good job. He's very good with his feet. They've talked about how it's like having 11 field players when he's there because he can join the attack. His punts are very long, and he has also contributed. There's a group of things. They got a new ping pong table in the locker room, and they keep talking about the ping pong table, that they're really into it. They have huge competitions of ping pong with each other. And I mentioned it to Ray Hudson, and he said that back in the Fusion days, they also put a ping pong table in the locker room, and that helped with camaraderie. So ping pong apparently is a key to success for all those teams out there that are losing. It's time to buy a ping pong table.
Ray did beer pong, Fusion did ping pong, and Inter did ping pong, right? So that's the strikers. the early day strikers, those guys were doing beer pong. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no other way they were playing ping pong. That's for damn sure. Now, do you know that Phil Neville, I talked about this yesterday, yesterday. No, maybe it was the day before. Phil Neville and Brian Flores have something in common. Did you know that?
No.
Aha.
What
Phil
is it?
Neville and Brian Flores both inherited dysfunctional situations. Phil Neville and Brian Flores both started losing a lot of games
Mhm.
and not playing really. Their teams weren't playing really well. He started 0-7, and somehow or another, his team then caught fire, got on, figured it out, finished 5-4, which shows that his coaching was always working throughout, and he had never lost the locker room. Phil
Right.
Neville faced the same kind of adversity. His team was playing terrible. His team could not get it right, all of that stuff. And now you watch the role they're on. I got to give this man all the credit in the world. He has found a way to figure it out, and they win. And I know they've made some changes, but they could have also tuned him out and given up on the man, and they did not. And I see a lot of similarities with both coaches in their rough starts and then turning things around. I've been very impressed with Phil Neville because I never saw this coming.
Right. Well, yeah. He talked about, he said just today that after that 5-0 game, they had very serious conversations, obviously, with that locker room. And he said to them, I didn't move my whole family from England to Miami to fail. I did not move my whole family from England here to fail. This team, this is InterMiami. We are not allowed to fail. We have, there are very high expectations from the fans, from the ownership, and, every person on this team and the coaches needed to look in the mirror and say it just wasn't acceptable the way they were playing. It was just not good enough. It was not acceptable. And he stressed again that all of the brilliant skills they have mean nothing if you don't play together as a team. And he really, really, really has instilled the team mentality. They're having meals together, mandatory group lunches where they're focusing on one nationality's food of, whether it's Venezuelan one week, Argentine food the next week. There have been a few things they've done away from the field to try to bring the team together more. And then on the field, it's very clear that, they're playing for each other now. They're covering for each other's mistakes. When a guy gets the ball taken from him, there's another teammate right there to help that guy out and clean up his mess. And, those are the signs of good teams where people are together. So, yeah, I think Phil, there were people, I was not one of them, I will say. I said it takes time. And another thing he talked about was that he always felt coming in that it was going to take 6 months. He said it takes any coach 6 months coming into a new situation where for the team to understand you and for you to understand the players. And he had to learn player by player how to push all the different buttons of all these players, what their strengths and weaknesses are, where to best play them on the field. He said that doesn't happen in 1 month when you're in training camp. That takes 6 months. And he thanked the ownership, for sticking with him because he knew it was going to take 6 months. And he said that, to be honest, he started in January, and it really wasn't until the end of July that things started turning around. So it was a little bit over 6 months. Now things are going very well. They have not been scoring as much the last couple of games as they were in the previous group of games. He said part of it is, he doesn't mind as much because the defense has had 4 clean sheets in a row, is playing well. And you're not always going to win pretty, especially on the road. But if your defense is getting clean sheets, 1 goal is enough.
Right.
But they are definitely looking to score more goals. They're not satisfied. They want to play better. He did say that although the game the other night they won, he was not happy. He said he was angry after the game.
Wow, they dominated that first half. It was let me tell you something. That was some of the best passing this organization has had in its short tenure and into its second year. I saw some beautiful passes, great anticipation. You could tell that the chemistry is really coming together and they're getting a real good feel for each other. but Robbie had a couple of chances. Guys had opportunities. They could not
Yeah,
capitalize.
Robbie had Robbie had chance. Vasilev had a chance that
Yep.
went wide or high or something, and there was somebody else. There were three players that had opportunities that, I'm not saying it's easy. It's obviously harder than it looks, but they blew opportunities. They had chances. Phil just said we had a chance to in the first half to turn that into an easy game, and instead we made it a hard game. And it took all the way for, the heroics of Christian McCoon, of all people, to come rushing into the box and get the PK and, get the penalty, and then demanded that he's going to take it. This guy showed an incredible amount of guts and courage to be the guy, a defender who, had not been a key player for this team for a long time, to say, hello, I'm taking this. And he did, and did it in his own unique style, and put it away, and they win the game on that. But it shouldn't have taken, Toronto is a team that has given up 49 goals, the most in MLS by far. They have the most, open defense, giving up 49 goals. And it took InterMiami, a 95th minute crazy heroic PK to win that game. So that is not, Phil was not happy with that win. He said, I take it. I accept it. This happens sometimes, but if we keep playing like that, the luck runs out. So
Right. I'm with you there. Now, walk us through this, because the skip to Mylou penalty kick by McCoon, there was like the Toronto was up in arms with all of this. Have you heard anything? Is there anything controversial about that kick? Because clearly it was a little different than what we're used to. And so we're all wondering, was there anything illegal to that kick, or was it absolutely legal to do it the way he did it? Any controversy coming off of that kick?
there hasn't been that I've heard of. I mean, of course we're here, we're not in Toronto, but no, I mean, he said, I actually asked him after the game about that unique style. He said he's always done them that way. He said that is how he does PKs. That's how he practices them in practice. That's how he did it when he was younger. I mean, this is how he does it. He said it's very tricky for the goalkeeper. It's very confusing for them. And for him, he finds it a very easy way to score. And, he's a left-footed player. So he goes, with the left and makes that weird hop with the right. He said he's always done it that way, that's the way he likes to do PKs. So it was just, I was watching going, what the heck is that?
Yeah, I was wondering. And then they were all up in arms, and I'm going, is this legal or not, or whatever? And because in a way, if you look at it, it seems like it's normal. It just looks weird. But
he didn't stop. I mean, I guess they're contending that he never stopped moving. It's not that he ran up, stopped, and took a kick. He was in motion. It was just weird motions. It was jumping, hopping motions. It was, he jumped. He like ran up or jogged up, and then with his right foot, he made a giant leap, and then he pulls his left foot back and takes the shot. So, it worked.
Well, listen, I talked to them about NFTs a long time ago, and I heard Jorge talk about how, they did the deal with the cryptocurrency and they want to do NFTs. You better make that goal right there an NFT, because that would actually be, pretty interesting. And I think people would be interested in that. So did XBTO cutting the deal with the jerseys and Inter, did it motivate you to get into crypto?
I don't understand crypto still. To me, I actually said to Jorge when I was chatting with him the other day, or yesterday, maybe you can explain it to me. I mean, to me, it's like monopoly money. It's like, okay, we say that it's valuable and therefore it's valuable. I guess that's the same with any currency.
It's like a credit card. It's like checks. It's you've been doing digital currency forever.
Yeah.
It's just, this is a different way of digital currency.
It's a different way, right? And the government isn't involved, and I get it. I mean, it's a way, it's the governments are not going to like it, but private citizens do, and it's definitely exploding. I know that. Jorge said that a lot of people are saying it's the holy grail. This is it. they wanted to get involved in it. And, Miami in general with Mayor Suarez, he is all over the crypto thing. He wants Miami to become the crypto capital of the universe. So,
I like him.
I'm not surprised that they got involved with that. I know that Jorge and the mayor are close, and the mayor is totally on board with crypto. And so now look, the Miami Heat plays in an arena that's named after crypto. And this, Miami FC, different team, different league. InterMiami now has the crypto sponsor, and it's a big company. It's a company that was based in New York, and they just moved their headquarters to Miami. It's a global company. This is a team that has global reach. So I think it's very interesting, and it was about time that they got a shirt sponsor. And I think that this one is not controversial. Initially they had talked about a transportation, like a cruise. There was some serious talk with cruise companies, before COVID. I think there were some very deep conversations with a couple of the cruise companies because it's Miami and cruising and all that. I think with COVID and the cruise industry suffering the way it did, those conversations, I think, dried up for a while. And then there were the rumors of the, conversations David Beckham was having with Qatar and these Arab, companies. And that was not going to go over well from a PR optics standpoint because of human rights issues, because of Jewish, Israel, this and that. It's too controversial here in this community. So this is not controversial. This is an up and coming, industry that everyone's talking about, that everyone's interested in, whether they understand it or not. Everyone's interested in it. And I think it seems to be a good partnership for them.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool. All right. So what do we expect tomorrow night against the Red Bulls, Michelle? Give us a little preview of your preview.
All right. Well, the preview is, number one, I'm expecting a really, I don't know if a full house sold out, but I think it'll probably be one of their biggest crowds of the year, from what I can tell. The Red Bulls are a team that is a very high pressing team. It's been discussed. We just talked about it with Jay Chapman, that's a team that they like to press really high, much more than other teams. They have a very unique style. And if you make mistakes, they will capitalize. If you make mistakes and give them the ball in a dangerous position, dangerous area, they are the kind of team that likes to pounce on those and capitalize. So they're going to have to be very careful with the ball. One thing you should know, which I'm about to write, is Robbie Robinson and Gregory are both questionable for the game. Both have some minor little injury things. So neither one of those is a definite for tomorrow. Gonzalo will be back. Gonzalo Higuain will be back. He did not travel to the last game. So he will be there. Robbie is questionable and Gregory is questionable. Victor Ulloa is still out also. So, they may be missing a couple key players, but the other guys are going to have to step up. It's at home. They've been having really good success at home recently. They've been winning all their games at home over this streak. And I think it's 5 in a row at home that they've won. So I think it's going to be a really exciting game. They're going to be wearing their new sponsored jerseys for the first time. They're going to have a big crowd. They're on this incredible roll. And, they're in 8th place. They want to jump above that magic number 7. So I'm predicting a very exciting night tomorrow night.
I'm looking forward to it. As always, Michelle, thank you for taking some time. Follow her on Twitter at Kauf Sports. And what are you working on the Miami Herald? You got anything brewing for us to check out?
I do, but I can't tell you. It is not soccer related. It is baseball related. And looking on the front page of next Wednesday's paper. So that's all I can tell you. Yeah. But as far, other than that, InterMiami, with one baseball story thrown in to look forward to next Wednesday.
All I can ask you is, was I close with my text?
No.
Damn. Okay. All right. Okay. I can't say what I sent her. I would have to kill all of you if I do that. So I can't do that. Gotta stay quiet on that. But we look forward to that story on Wednesday, and we look forward to Friday night story of another InterMiami win. That's going to be awesome. Michelle, as always, thank you for taking some time. We always appreciate it.
Always fun to talk to you. Thank you.
You're the best. Thank you. The great Michelle Kaufman talking a little InterMiami football. Love.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.